Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Up you wake, up you wake, up you wake, up you wake!
We are out of water. We are not out of water. It's right here.
Moses West, a retired Army Ranger, is the man behind the atmospheric water generator. It takes moisture from the environment and turns it into clean drinking water. He's literally changing air into water and has changed the clean water game.
Forgot to fast forward the background CGI.
Where else would it go? Nice wet toothbrush.
Now I want you to
Grab
pay
some
attention
toothpaste.
to the bottom right.
We just use standard toothpaste in space. Squeeze a little on, not too much because you're going to have to clean it up later. Okay, so there's my toothpaste on my toothbrush. It's wet. It's ready to go. It's loaded. Brush my teeth just like normal. Get them all. Especially the ones in the back.
Look at it.
You should brush your teeth for about as long as you can sing Happy Birthday. That should be long enough. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I've got a mouthful of toothpaste stuff. I got a dirty toothpaste.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today I'd like to bring to your attention a potential fraud on an enormous scale happening in your county. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. Examples of this include astronauts fading in and out of the screen, green screen glitches, grabbing objects that aren't really there, pulling on invisible wires, getting tangled in their harnesses, and even astronauts appearing out of thin air. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Now, unfortunately, I can't show you these clips in here today, but I will be sending them to you. Moving on, outside the International Space Station, during spacewalks, air bubbles have been recorded on numerous occasions. How is it possible for air bubbles to be present in the vacuum of space? I once questioned astronaut Scott Kelly about this phenomenon. His body language and answers only created more questions. In 2013, astronaut Luca Parmitano nearly drowned during a spacewalk when his helmet filled with water. This happened again just last year. Air bubbles, helmets filling with water, and drowning. Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space, because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. And if they are indeed faking the funk, it is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program. And look, I know what you're all thinking. The NASA is part of the federal government, and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further.
This is true.
You have the power to start the conversation.
Yeah.
Video evidence of everything I described today will be emailed to you all, and I truly hope we can get to the bottom of this. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual budget is put toward
the most unconscious shit get the most airplay. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
The government.
Yeah, and then run up on me talking about keep it real. Don't run up on me say keep it real if you ain't supporting the real. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line.
The government brainwash our people with the mind control theory. That's what they do.
so to make sure our people like it, they keep playing that same song. The same song keep playing, you start to like it. You start to get probed with it. You start to get cloned with it. So then for the clone exists, then it just takes over. It takes over the human body. It takes over the spirit. It takes over the soul.
Get that way.
No, see, because I want to make sure that everything I say is going to happen.
We get
In May,
You haven't drinking like spring water in 40 years? I've seen that. I've seen a video that said that.
More than 40 years. I drink.
More than 40?
I drink water from the coconut spring.
Yeah.
But look, watermelon, that simple food that, you know, the Queen's English call it a melon flavored water.
Mm-hmm.
That is water. Don't tell me watermelon is not water. I drink watermelon. I eat watermelon. It's 99% water. And the watermelon comes from an underground spring. The watermelon vine is a water hose that taps into a spring underground and pump water out of the earth with the aid of the sun, process it, filter it, and package it in watermelons. So these are bottled water. A watermelon is a bottle of water.
See something really weird if you look at a map of the seafloor. It's right there. That is a continent that has almost completely sunk into the ocean. About 85 million years ago, this giant chunk of continental crust called Zealandia broke off from the rest of the land of the Earth around the South Pole. This is where Antarctica is now. And it moved over here and it sank, and now 94% of it is submerged. Of course, New Zealand and the surrounding islands are the area that's not. But under the ocean, the continent is massive. It's surrounded in the pink, and it's 5 million square kilometers, which is over half the size of Australia. Something that's very cool is that even today you can find fossils of things on New Zealand and Zealandia from when it was attached to the rest of the land on Earth. This is a forest of fossilized tree stumps. That's a Zealandic tree. Zealandia even had native land mammals. Scientists officially call Zealandia a microcontinent, which is controversial because it's 6 times bigger than the next biggest microcontinent, Madagascar. And lots of scientists think that it fulfills every requirement to be its own continent. It's just...
I want to show y'all something real quick. Now, when you're buying your fruit, you're going to see a 5-digit code. If it starts with a 9, that means it's certified organic. If it starts with a 4, that means it was grown with pesticides and chemicals. And if it starts with an 8, that means it's genetically modified.
We wish to spread our message.
And give me the principal tenets of your message.
We are a collective conscious and a cyborg sent from the year 2050, sent from a higher civilization to warn people of the incoming apocalypse.
How will it end?
With environmental disaster, technological singularity, disease, and famine.
And will you fall victim to that demise at the same time, the collective you?
Our body will, the Orin, real Orin body will, but the collective will stay alive.
And the collective will exist in what plane? I mean, will the planet still be here?
The planet will be destroyed.
Okay. Will you be mechanized by then?
We are already mechanized.
1952, at a top-secret military base, a team of researchers led by Andrija Puharic set out to investigate psychic phenomenon in combination with channeling and hallucinogenic drugs. The team was attempting to contact what they called the Nine, a group of non-human beings that claimed to be watching over humanity. This group of 9 entities was contacted by the group through a channeling process. The woman who channeled the 9 was set up in a Faraday cage room, a room where no electronic signals could get in or out. The beings announced themselves as the 9 principles of the universe. They said they were extraterrestrials, an eternal presence that had been watching humanity from the very beginning. That's right, the US military with top scientists were speaking to the 9 gods of the ancient Egyptian pantheon. A similar grouping of 9 beings exists in Greek, Hindu, and Chinese mythology. But why would serious scientists in the government and military want to contact ancient Egyptian gods? What is going on here?
Explain that one.
Crash team to ICU West. All members of crash team report immediately for a code at ICU West.
Listen up, you need to get in your seats right now. Hey, you kids, step forward, please. Facing forward, thank you. That's what I like. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Everybody hang on! Oh, is everybody okay? Kids! Kids!
A recent clip posted on our Slaptown community page by Ahmed Shah has the internet buzzing. In the video, a young woman is seen surrounded by a group of concerned-looking men. What happens next is truly strange. Take a look. The woman appears to levitate, much to the shock of the onlookers. The group of men seem to be struggling to bring her back to the ground. This surreal event continues for several minutes, leaving viewers in awe and sparking intense debate. While some are convinced the woman might be possessed or experiencing a strange gravitational anomaly, skeptics have another theory. They argue that the footage is most likely just a well-executed street performance using optical illusions to fool the audience. Whatever the case, the video has certainly captured the imagination of thousands.
World is definitely not ready to hear this. But there is no real picture of the Earth.
What do you mean?
Every picture that's been released that's on Google and or released from NASA is a 3D render. There's only 2 pictures the Earth claims to have in its vault. Let me show you them right now.
You're telling me that my iPhone 3G wallpaper isn't real?
That's the blue marble. The blue marble, as known from popular media and your iPhone 3, this claims to be an actual photo of the Earth from space.
It's claiming that?
You want me to show you the other one? The other one's hilarious. This is the real one, apparently.
What?
It's called the pale blue dot.
Who took that?
I've taken better pictures whenever my phone is in my pocket accidentally, bro. That's what this looks like.
Why do all these pictures look so fake?
If you go through Google, there's not a single one that looks even remotely real.
Don't we have pictures of other planets?
I don't think you're ready for that conversation, bro.
Saturn picture. Okay, that is deep. This is made with a PS2.
Yeah, really not ready.
Picture shows a 1,000-mile long alien mothership from Jupiter. A lot of observers are saying, or it's something that's standing still in front of Jupiter. And it's not an asteroid. It's nothing they could figure out. And some people are saying it might be an alien mothership.
1,000-mile long?
1,000-mile long mothership. That's
imagine walking that. It takes you a while.
Aliens probably have hoverboards.
They really do. And Sony.
Crazy that Michael Jackson couldn't even say anything. Did he get whacked by these people?
Sony.
Did Prince get whacked by these people?
Being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony.
Billions.
Several billion.
Billions.
And they really thought that my mind is
are these
always
companies
on music and
killing
dancing and it
superstars?
usually is, but
are
they
they
never
coming
thought
after our lives for our
that
art
this
form?
performer myself
This is an issue.
would outthink them.
Universal take on this.
The sea is alive. We have to realize that we all started off aquatic anyway, in all realms. Everything came from the sea. Even when you go back and you reach back into your ancient history, it says that we come from the sea. We have to understand that outer space is a big sea anyway. And when you get to the Bible, talk about how he separated the waters from the waters, and he called the waters above the heavens, or the Hashemayim, and then he called the waters below the seas. So we have to understand that in order to even get outer space, you got to go inner space, which is going into the sea. We're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of creatures and species that we have never came into contact with. Wow. Thousands, and then, they haven't even been to the bottom of the ocean.
How deep do you feel like the bottom of the ocean is?
Man, miles and hundreds of miles, man. They be lying.
It's in every state. Georgia, Lake Lanier, what used to be a town named Oscarville, was covered with water in the year 1957. The town carried a history of lynchings and other murders before it was turned into the lake. It's said that during the flooding process, a lot of graves were covered underwater and thousands of animals were killed. People claim this lake to be cursed, and since the year it was built, more than 700 people have died here. Over 200 of those have happened in the last 30 years. There's people who have drowned here, and their bodies are yet to be found.
Yeah, they get stuck in those houses under the water.
Grabbing them under the water. It's said
I've wondered why it's open for a long time.
Has been seen wandering around at night. She wears a blue dress and has no hands. And what's scary is that her body was actually found floating in the lake in 1959. Her hands missing and her body covered by a blue dress. What do you guys think?
There is some very strange water experiments you can do with frequencies, and you can
look at that. So the electricity running into the water makes it do that spiral.
It's sound, really. It's not even electricity.
It's sound.
Vibration.
The spout is connected to a speaker. The speaker is being controlled by an oscillation thing.
But if you do all the hertz, you can see it.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
This is just one experiment for this. There's a lot of other really, really cool ones.
So if you change the frequency, the patterns change.
This is some weird shit.
So the ultrasonic waves are causing these objects to levitate. So they're levitating in the ultrasonic waves.
Is that ice?
I don't even think it says exactly what they're floating there. It's probably just a piece of, maybe like rice or a piece of paper or something.
Holy shit.
But people speculate this is maybe how the pyramids might have been made because of the frequencies that people think they make or could have made.
That was
Graham
something
Hancock
that
stuff and
Eddie Griffin said outside the comedy store once, high as fuck. Smoking cigarettes going,
I don't know
pyramids were made with sound. Yeah.
Plan, like we usually go to meetings on Wednesday in black cloaks.
Okay.
Draw like a big star and a circle on the ground. We have like these cups of blood, drink it pretty much, and We kind of like planned like world domination, like to make everyone gay and then like decrease the world population. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Planet X. Why haven't astronomers told us about it?
On Fox News, an astronomer came on there and he described not only that they've discovered it, but they've named it. NASA calls it Planet 9, but it's orbiting its own star. It's got a brown dwarf star that it orbits. It's got its own little planetary solar system going around it.
That's where the Anunnaki are.
The astronomer said, which blew me away, that's where we came from.
So this planet, inhabited with the Anunnaki, are they still there in your opinion?
This is some real Star Wars type stuff here. They may still be living in our solar system.
Looks like a werewolf.
It appears to show this dogman or werewolf type creature just kind of hanging out in the grass at the edge of some forest. Now, I'm not sure. This could be
all of them got to be so blurry.
But if we zoom in and take a look, there's some eye shine there. But what do you think? Could this be an actual dogman or werewolf type creature in Brazil?